Hello everyone and welcome back to Cute Crafts and Crochet. My name is Sri and in today's video, I am going to be showing you how to make these adorable Santa hats in any size. These take only a couple of hours to make and needless to say, these make the perfect gift for the holidays, either for yourself or for your loved ones. So, let's get started. We are going to start with the brim of the hat. I am using double strands because my yarn is thin and I want a fluffy Santa hat. I am using a larger 7mm crochet hook for this. Start by making a slip knot like you normally would, treating your 2 strands of yarn as one. Then I am going to chain 10. This is going to be the width of your brim. You can make it thinner or thicker as well. Chain 1 more. This is going to act as your turning chain. Then we are going to skip the first chain and place single crochets in each of the remaining chains. To make a single crochet, insert your hook into the next stitch and pull up a loop. You will have 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through the 2 loops. And that completes 1 single crochet. Again, do it into the next stitch. Insert your hook into the stitch and pull up a loop. Yarn over and pull through 2. Continue to do the same thing along the length of this chain. Now you are at the end of your first row. Chain 1 and turn your work. From the second row onwards, we are going to be working into the back loops only. This here is your first stitch. As you can see, it forms a V. This is your front loop and this is your back loop. We are going to be working into the back loops only. So insert your hook into the back loop and pull up a loop. You'll have 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through 2. And this is how you work into the back loops only. Again, insert your hook into the back loop. Be careful to take both the strands and pull up a loop. Yarn over and pull through 2. What this does is, it pushes the front loops forward to create a ribbed effect. Continue to do this all the way across. Now I'm at the end of row 2. At the end of each row, you should have 10 single crochets. For row 3, we are going to repeat the same thing as row 2. Chain 1 and turn. And then place single crochets into the back loops only. And continue to do this until the brim is long enough to wrap around your head. But you should try to keep the number of rows as a multiple of 6. You will understand why that is as we move forward. Here I have made 54 rows and it measures around 18 inches. Now I am going to fold my work in half and stitch along this edge using slip stitches. To make slip stitches, insert your hook into the first stitch. Insert your hook into the stitch directly opposite to it. Yarn over and pull your hook through all 3 loops. Repeat that into the next stitch. Insert your hook, insert into the stitch directly opposite to it. Yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. And repeat this all the way across. Once you have completed slip stitching, flip it over to the right side. And now we are going to be making single crochets along the top. We are going to be making 1 single crochet on top of each row. So since we have made 54 rows, we should have 54 single crochets. I am working over this tail. If you look carefully, there should be 1 hole on top of each row which you can place your single crochet into. I will finish making single crochets all the way around and meet back up with you. Now I am at the end of the first single crochet round. I am going to slip stitch into the first single crochet and snip the yarn. There is no need for a long tail here. Now I have 54 single crochets all the way around since I started with 54 ribs. Of course, this number will depend on how long you have made the brim, but it should ideally be a multiple of 6. Now that we are done with the brim, I am going to attach my red color. Now obviously red is the traditional color for a Santa hat, but you can make this in any color, they look super nice. To join, I like to wrap my yarn on my crochet hook like this. Then I will insert my hook into any of the single crochet stitches and make a slip stitch like so. And that will attach my yarn nicely. Now I am going to make 3 chains. This will act as my first double crochet stitch. Now I am going to be placing double crochets in each and every one of the single crochet stitches, and I am also going to be working over this tail. To make a double crochet, yarn over once, insert your hook into the next stitch and pull up a loop. You will have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, and that completes 1 double crochet stitch. Do the same thing into the next stitch, yarn over once, insert your hook into the next stitch and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. I will continue to do this on top of all the 54 single crochet stitches and meet back up with you. Now I am at the end of my second round and I have 54 double crochet stitches all the way around. I am going to slip stitch on top of the third stitch of the first chain 3. For round 3, start with a chain 3, which is going to act as your first double crochet. Then we are just going to simply repeat round 2. We are going to place 1 double crochet stitch in each and every one of these stitches. And from here on out, we are going to repeat row 2 for 4 more times for a total of 5 red rows. Here I have completed 6 rounds, including the first white round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. From row 7, we are going to start the decrease rounds, which will make the hat conical in shape. And this is where the stitch count being a multiple of 6 will come into play. We are going to be decreasing in 6 sections, and since we have 54 stitches all the way around, each section will have 9 stitches. And from those 9 stitches, we are going to make normal double crochet stitches into 7 and decrease for 2 of them. First, we are going to make 7 double crochet stitches, chain 3. This is going to act as your first double crochet. Then make 6 more double crochets in the next 6 stitches. Now we have effectively made 7 double crochet stitches, and now we are going to stitch together the 8th and the 9th stitch. To do that, yarn over once like you normally would, insert your hook into the next stitch and pull up a loop. You will have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through 2, but don't finish this stitch. Yarn over again, insert your hook into the next stitch and pull up a loop. You will have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through 2 again. When you have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 at the same time, and that stitches the 2 double crochet stitches together. Now we are going to repeat this sequence for 5 more times for a total of 6, 7 double crochet stitches. And then 2 double crochet stitches together, yarn over once, insert your hook into the next stitch and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over again, insert your hook into the next stitch and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3. Now I am going to repeat this sequence 4 more times and meet back up with you. Now I am almost at the end of my 7th round. If you have counted your stitches correctly, you should be doing 2 double crochet stitches together in the last 2 stitches. If you are not, you might want to recheck your work. Once you have finished that, slip stitch on top of the 3rd stitch of the first chain 3. And that finishes your first decrease round. You will now have 6 less stitches than the previous row, which is 48 in my case. Round 8 is going to be a normal round in which we just place 1 double crochet stitch in each and every stitch all the way around, chain 3, and then double crochet into the remaining stitches. I'll complete this and meet back up with you. Round 9 is again going to be a decrease round. From here on, we are going to be decreasing in every alternate round. Since we have 48 stitches and we are going to be decreasing in 6 sections, each section will have 8 stitches, and from those 6 will be normal double crochet stitches and 2 will be done together. By this process, you can divide up any stitch count that is a multiple of 6. I hope this process is a little bit clear to you now. Chain 3 for your first double crochet stitch. Double crochet into the next 5 stitches. So now we have made 6 double crochet stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, including that first chain 3. Now we are going to do 2 double crochet stitches together. Repeat this sequence 5 more times for a total of 6. At the end of round 9, you should be doing 2 double crochet stitches together. Then slip stitch on top of the third chain of the first chain 3. Round 10 is again going to be a normal round where you do 1 double crochet stitch in each and every stitch all the way around, chain 3, and double crochet into the remaining stitches. Continue this and I will complete this and meet back up with you. At the end of round 9, you should have 6 less stitches than the previous round, so 42. Round 10 is again going to be a normal round where you are going to do 1 double crochet in each and every stitch and double crochet into the remaining stitches. I will complete this and meet back up with you. Now I am at the end of my 10th round. You should have a stitch count of 42 at the end of this round. Round 11 is again going to be a decreased stitch. Since we have 42 stitches, we are going to do 5 double crochet stitches and then 2 together, chain 3 and then 4 double crochets. Then do 2 stitches together. And now repeat this sequence of 5 double crochets and 2 together for 5 more times for a total of 6. I am now at the end of my 11th round. At the end of this round, you should have 36 stitch count. Slip stitch on top of the third chain of the first chain 3 to complete the round. Round 12 is again going to be an ordinary round, chain 3 and 1 double crochet stitch in each and every stitch all the way around. I am at the end of round 12, so I am going to slip stitch on top of the third chain. I am running out of yarn on one of my skeins, so I am going to attach a new one. Here I did the magic knot technique where you can trim the ends as short as you want and it is not going to come undone. If you are curious about this, I am going to leave a link to my magic knot video in the description. At the end of round 12, we have 36 double crochet stitches. Round 13 is again going to be a decreased round. So chain 3. We are going to do 4 double crochet and then 2 together. So 3 more double crochets. Then 2 together. Then again 4 more double crochet and so on. At the end of row 13, you should have 30 stitches. Row 14 is again going to be a normal round where you do chain 3 and then 1 double crochet in each and every one of the remaining stitches. At the end of round 14, you will again have 30 stitches. Round 15 is again a decreased round. Chain 3. We are going to be doing 3 double crochet and 2 together. So 2 more double crochets. And then 2 together. Repeat this 3 double crochets and 2 together all the way around. At the end of row 15, you will have 24 stitches. Round 16 is again going to be a normal round where you do 1 double crochet in each and every stitch all the way around. In the end of round 16, you will again have 24 stitches. Round 17 is again going to be a decreased round. We are going to do 2 double crochet and 1 decrease. So chain 3, 1 more double crochet into the next stitch, and then 2 together. Repeat this sequence of 2 double crochet and 2 together all the way around. At the end of round 17, you are going to have 18 stitches. Round 18 is again going to be a normal round. Chain 3 and then 1 double crochet in each stitch all the way around. At the end of round 18 you will have 18 stitches. Round 19 is again going to be a decrease round. Here we are going to do 1 double crochet and then 2 together. So chain 3 and directly do 2 together. Then 1 more double crochet and then again 2 together, and continue this all the way around. At the end of row 19 you should have 12 stitches. For row 20 we are going to do 1 double crochet in each of the 12 stitches of the previous row. Round 20 is going to have 12 double crochet stitches. Finally, round 21 is going to be your last decrease round. So we are going to directly decrease from the very beginning. Chain 2 instead of chaining 3 and then place 1 double crochet stitch into the next stitch like you normally would. And that will mimic a double crochet decrease, and directly do 1 more decrease in the next 2 stitches. Again decrease in the next 2 stitches and continue this 3 more times all the way around. In the end, slip stitch on top of that first 2 double crochets together. In the end of round 21 you should have 6 stitches. Row 22 is going to be a final round where you place 1 double crochet in each of the 6 stitches, chain 3 and then 5 double crochet in the 5 remaining stitches. Lastly, slip stitch on top of the third chain of the first chain 3 and you're pretty much done. Chain 1 and snip the yarn. Leave a decently long tail because this is what you are going to use to attach your pom-pom. Now of course, if you have taken a few more rows for the brim, your hat is going to be longer with a few more rows, and if you are taking the brim to be shorter, your hat will be shorter. I will weave this tail in and out of the top stitches to cinch the top. Then pulling on the tail will cinch the top closed. Now it's time to attach the pom-pom. I have made a separate video on this pom-pom and I'll link it down below. Trim the white tails to the same length as the fluffs of the pom-pom and pull the red tails to the inside. And here's your Santa hat all complete. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!